It has now been 27 years since the genocide that was perpetrated against the Tutsi in Rwanda, yet there are still genocide suspects living free abroad, their identities and addresses known by law enforcement agencies. These include Vincent Bajinya, Celestine Ugirashebuja, Charles Munyaneza, Emmanuel Nteziryayo and Celestine Mutabaruka, all living in the UK. That glaring truth has now become far too embarrassingly obvious for that country's parliamentarians to ignore, and an all-party parliamentary group has been established specifically to urge the UK government to bring to justice the 5 alleged genocidaires living there.
On 7th of December, I spoke to the Noble Lord Alton's Genocide Amendment, and I raised the matter of the 5 alleged Rwandan genocide perpetrators living freely in Britain. And I once again call on the Minister to ensure that this matter is dealt with before CHOGM in Rwanda in June. Could the Minister explain the delay? Rwanda is proud to host CHOGM and values its relations with the UK. But the report states, and I quote, that we will mediation, the women, peace and security agenda and promoting good governance and human rights. A fine list. But if we talk about good governance and human rights, my lords, we should lead by example.
Rwanda issued arrest warrants for the 5 men back in 2013, but nothing has been done to bring them to justice. Dr. Vincent Bajinya, one of former President Juvenal Habyarimana's inner circle members, is widely seen as one of the masterminds behind the planning and execution of the genocide that was perpetrated against the Tutsi, while Celestine Ugirashebuja, Charles Munyaneza and Emmanuel Nteziryayo were all Burgomasters in what used to be Gikongoro Prefecture. Celestine Mutabaruka was heading the project Kret Zail Nil at that time. The UK's behaviour on this matter is in direct violation of the UN's Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. Any genocide suspect, or if there's any indication that an individual could have played a role in the atrocities, then they cannot be granted asylum, and that is the first agreement the UK failed to honour. Secondly, some of them were given citizenship. For example, Dr. Bajinya got it and even changed his name to Mr. Brown. Thirdly, the 1948 Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide also specifies that any country that received a genocide suspect must either try that person for their crimes or send them back to the country where the atrocities were committed so that they may face justice, or any other country willing to try them. The UK has done none of that so far. The UK is also one of 2 countries globally that still does not call the genocide against the Tutsi by its proper name. Rwanda's leaders find it shameful that any country should protect people accused of such serious crimes.
When these genocide suspects are granted safe haven and extradition requests refused, it has a direct consequence, and we have seen a massive increase in genocide denial and revisionism, which will take years to reverse. There are places where there are about 4 or 5 genocide suspects. Files are very clear. We talked to the country hosting them. We begged them. We said, case files are ready, they are here. Can you please give them to us for trial? The answer was no, we have no extradition treaty, we have this, we don't trust your courts, we don't trust your laws, we don't. Okay, we said, fine. So, can you try them in your courts of law? And then even after that request, they still have excuses for not. And you say, but why don't you do that? Are you not ashamed of protecting genocide suspects?
For close to 6 years, the UK has investigated the 5 genocide suspects, spending close to £4.4 million in the process, but the men are still free in that country.